just when you think he's dead, he's back again with more Showdown OU. In case I haven't given you guys the memo, I am indeed very busy with school preparations and things and stuff. Moving to my dorm relatively soon, which is going to be fun. Long story short, I don't have time to post videos like I used to. Although, again, it's not really saying much, because I didn't upload that frequently anyway. But I have some spare time now, so I thought I'd bring you guys battle, just to remind you that I'm still the guy. Also, my GTS battle that I submitted like a month or two ago went up, finally, which is great. So if you want to check that out, the link will be in the description, and do with that what you will. Also noticed an influx of subscribers. I have like 98 right now, which is awesome. So definitely leave me some suggestions in the comments for a 100 sub special, and I'll see what I can do for you. So enough rambling, this is going to be quite a long video. So what's going on, guys? Ryan here, and today we have a Showdown OU battle, like always. Actually doing pretty good at the minute. I have like 2,000 rating, which is not the worst in the world. Definitely happy with it. And yeah, if you want to stalk me, the name I'm lettering right now is Panic, with the I being an exclamation point, and you're more than welcome to stalk me on Showdown and see how I'm doing. My goal is to be at least top 50, and I don't know when I'm going to get around to that, but, you know, eventually. Using the team based around the double priority Lucario, and Lucario actually pulls through for me in this game, as you're going to see, because in all honesty, I feel like I should have lost this. So yeah, quick run through. Life Orb, Swords Dance Lucario with E-Speed, Bullet Punch, Close Combat, Standard Pivot Landorus for Rocks, Standard Specially Defensive Rotom, Scarf Celebi, Life Orb, Offensive Starmie, and Dragon Dance, Lumberry Dragonite. Looking at my opponent's team, he's got like this Sand Stall-ish type of thing. Really don't... so many bulky Pokemon. Ferrothorn, Landorus, Zapdos is one hell of a core, I'll say that much. So let's see what I can do here. Gonna be narrating this one on fast speed because, you know, like I said, it's a bit of a longer one, and I want to wrap this up as quickly as possible because shorter videos are awesome videos. So let's do it. So I'm going to lead with Landorus, as he also leads with Landorus. So yeah, more than likely going to be trading rocks this turn, as that is indeed what happens. We trade Stealth Rocks, and this turn I'm just going to U-turn out, like hoping I'll lose the speed tie. But he hard switches into Ferrothorn, most likely scouting for the HP Ice. And I don't want to let him know I have it just yet, so that's pretty great. Be sure to keep that in the back of my pocket. Here I switched into Lucario, and expecting him to want to make a double switch into his Landorus, predicting me to go straight for Close Combat, I'm going to switch to Starmie, but he actually Thunder Wave, predicting me to stay in and try to set up on him. So I'm just going to spin, as I'm forced to take a lot of damage because of Iron Barbs and Life Orb, and he's actually going to miss Power Whip, which kind of comes into play later on, as you guys are going to see. So now I go into Landorus because I'm relatively safe, and regardless of what he wants to do, I'll be able to take it. He decides to Leech Seed, and I mean, after the Intimidate drop, he's more than likely not going to be able to hurt me in any way, shape, or form. Going to switch to Celebi on this turn instead of U-turning because I do not want to be taking Iron Barbs, and expecting him to fear the HP Fire, I'm going to U-turn, predicting the Cheetar switch in to trap my Celebi, but he actually decides to stay in and go for a second layer of spikes, which is really annoying because, as you guys are going to see, his team revolves mostly around spike stacking and Stealth Rocks and making me take residual damage and things and stuff. Annoying as shit. So, gonna go for Earthquake this turn, as he, I guess, predicts me. Goes into his Landorus, gets the Intimidate drop, and really, I'm gonna predict him to set up Stealth Rocks because he really wants Hazards up. So I'm gonna take this opportunity to go for the Rapid Spin instead of killing off his Landorus because I just feel like that's gonna be the best thing for me to do. Although in hindsight, I probably should have just killed his Landorus here because Lucario would have had a field day. Going to Rotom on the free switch, and I try to Volt Switch, but he predicts me or just doesn't give a damn about his Landorus. Either way, stays in, sets up rocks again, and now they're here to stay because my Starmie's dead. Go for Volt Switch again, thinking he's not going to be that silly, and that's indeed what happens. He gets Volt Switch, he switches into Zapdos, and I actually double into Rotom here because I'm expecting him. I want to scout for the Heat Wave, rather. Yeah, he does have the Heat Wave, and he roosts here as I Volt Switch. I don't know why I went into Dragonite. That was a terrible play on my part. I really had no business doing that, but I did it. So, gonna go back to Rotom. I guess I was scouting for the HP Ice, maybe. Although all the same, Landorus probably would have been the better switch there, but that's what happened. He T-bolts me, I Hydro Pump, and looking at that damage output, he's like a bulky attacker variant with leftovers, which is really annoying because I really don't have anything on this team that can deal with that these days anymore because I let Starmie die so early. So I realize he's just going to keep roosting every time I try to do stuff to him, so I'm just going to take this opportunity to Will-O-Wisp and get at least some residual damage going on that stupid Zapdos, which is great. Pain Split again just because I want to deprive him as much health as possible, but he's actually going to switch into his Tyranitar and set up Sand. Don't really have any problems with that, just going to Volt Switch out on the T-Tar, but he actually doubles into Ferrothorn, and I'm going to go into Lucario, and I'm sick and tired of this goddamn Ferrothorn. So I'm definitely just going to go straight for close combat. Tired of it, trying to get rid of it, get it out of the way. Unfortunately, though, he does actually make the good play and switch into his Landorus now, even though Lucario could have just destroyed his life earlier. But hey, things happen. Gonna go into mine, not really predicting anything, just expecting him to not be able to do anything to mine. He does indeed go into his Starmie, and right now I have to make a really risky play. I'm gonna leave in my Landorus, expecting him to just go straight for Rapid Spin, because I'm thinking he's the defensive set with max HP, Scald, Psyshock, etc, etc. So that's the game plan. Works out beautifully as he does try to Rapid Spin. I get an Earthquake off, knock out that Starmie, and now if I get my rocks back up again, he's not going to be able to spend them, which is great. He goes into his Zapdos, and I switch into Rotom to eat up Thunderbolt, and I'm just going to Pain Split again. But I guess he predicts me, and he goes into Ferrothorn, which is fine. Deprives my Rotom of a bit of HP, but what can you do? Go for Will-O-Wisp. I am unfortunately going to miss, and he's going to Thunder Wave me, which I'm kind of glad about, because if there's any status I want on a Rotom, it's probably going to be Paralysis. All things considered, because it's not the fastest guy that I have. So, yeah. He Leech Seeds me now as I finally do hit the Will-O-Wisp, which is great. And just going to Hard Switch because I do not want him getting all the HP he is. Go into my Ferrothorn, expecting him to just set his spikes back up because, again, they'll be here to stay. And that's really annoying. So, going to go straight for Earthquake now. Oh, wait, no, I set up Rocks. I set up Rocks because I could set up Rocks on the Ferrothorn. I'm sorry, you guys. It's been a while since this battle happened, but, he's going to go for Stone Edge on my Landorus, and even though he's not intimidated, it doesn't do much because he's the same set as me, and I'm just going to go ahead and reveal the HPIs here, do a hell of a lot to that Landorus, and expect him to want to save it for Death Fodder, which is why I go for U-Turn, but that's not the case, and he just stays in and takes it. Going to U-Turn again with Celebi, not really expecting to kill him, but all things considered, I don't want to be locked into a move and Pursuit Trapped by T-Tar, because Celebi can still have some use to it. So that's the game plan there. He finally makes the more reasonable play and U-turns out, saving the Landorus from Death Fodder. And here, I'm just going to predict him to go for Roost like he's been doing, and therefore go for Earthquake. But he either predicts me, or he's tired of my Landorus, and he's going to go for HP Ice. So here I go into Dragonite, go for E-Speed, just trying to get rid of the Zapdos. Like I said, I am Lumberry. And instead of going into Ferrothorn, for some reason he goes into Stoutland, and I know I can win if he locks himself into a normal type move, which he does by going for Return. So I go for E-Speed just to get some damage off, and here I know I can take anything he wants to do, so I'm just going to go straight for Swords Dance, not wanting to play any games with that stupid thing, and he does have to switch out. He Death Fodders his Landorus, and he can't get the Intimidate drop because it dies to Rocks. Go for E-Speed, take out the Stoutland, and he's actually going to forfeit here because his last two Pokemon are Ferrothorn and Tyranitar, and neither of those would appreciate dealing with my +2 Lucario stab close combat. So, still came out to be a longer video, even though I wanted it to be short, but what can you do? Things happen, etc, etc, and yeah. Don't really have a lot to say in this one, so just gonna go ahead and end it here. Remember to leave this video a like rating if you enjoy it. Subscribe if you haven't already. Share this video with your friends if you think it's cool, etc, etc. You guys know the drill. So with all that being said, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.